Hi, my name is Frank Nucciarino. I'm the owner of Hello Deluxe Car Wash based out of Dallas, Texas. Hello Car Wash is a small company right now. I'm not sure how big we're going to get, but our focus will always remain the same. We're going to be a community car wash. We're going to focus in on being very active with the community. We want to work with the providers in the neighborhood that are working with the kids. We want to be part of the solution, not part of a problem. The single most important factor that people think of when they go to wash their car is that their car gets clean, dry, and shiny. So we spend an awful lot of time going to many different car washes to make sure that we're getting equipment that would provide a clean, dry, shiny car. The equipment we selected, the belt, the Mark 7 equipment, and the dry, we feel is second to none as far as providing that experience. This was probably the most expensive site that you could build a car wash on, and a very high-profile site in Dallas, and for that matter, anywhere in the United States. So we wanted to make sure we only picked the very best partners to collaborate with. So we ended up picking Mark 7 for our equipment provider, STI for our belt provider, AutoVac for our dryers and our vacuums, and SoBrite for the water reclamation system. Each of these groups offered something very unique that other companies did not offer. The people that we met with at the company and vetted were of very high integrity, and we knew that once the car wash started, that they were going to be there to support us. And that was probably the single most important decision, was to make sure we're working with people that we knew we could count on to help us work through the process, since we were new to the business. We spent a lot of time researching Mark 7. And in the past few years, they got bought by a company out of Germany called WashTech. And that collaboration between Mark 7 and their WashTech partner allows us to have access to the best technology there is in the car wash industry. They're open-minded to new ideas. And they're also open-minded to working with other companies to provide a solution that the other companies weren't willing to do. So even in this tunnel, we were able to incorporate 2 or 3 other pieces of equipment. That was really valuable because there were just things that we wanted to do a little bit different than what everybody else was doing. Mark 7's unique because the material that they use for the brush is extremely soft, and it's unique technology so that there's very little impact to the car, although we're able to get the car very clean. We're in the middle of 4 locations Mark 7, and that decision primarily was made because I trust the people at Mark 7. I think the quality of the people I've met from the top to the bottom are just fantastic. When looking at the tunnel and making that very important decision whether to use a traditional conveyor system or a belt, we started looking at the different companies in the market that provided belts. And I honestly don't think I've ever met a smarter group of people than the people at STI. Time and time again, when we ask people what makes Hello Deluxe Car Wash special, they'll refer to the belts. The belt makes it very, very comfortable for people to be pulling into the car wash, and they don't have to worry about getting their front tire right in between some rims. And then once you're on the belt, it's very smooth. We feel very, very happy making that decision to use the belts. Water is probably the single most important thing people should focus on when they're getting into the car wash business. But the second most important thing is that you want to cut down on the usage of your water, especially in this day and age. By using the SoBrite system, we're going to use less than 20 gallons per car. When we did our analysis on utilities, our single biggest cost is water and electric. And so we were very mindful of selecting companies that would provide us with a good return on our investment. The reclaim is used right from the very beginning to the end of the wash. The reclaim that's provided by SoBrite is quality enough that we can use it to rinse the top of the car as well as the sides of the car, and then we finish at the end of the wash with the soft water system. We know that the SoBrite people are getting the job done. How it's done is a little complicated. I judge my experience by my customers' experience, and my customers have been very, very happy with the quality of the wash when they come out, and we're using a lot of reclaimed water. So when we started looking at the vacuums and dryers, we looked at many different companies. AutoVac surfaced to the top very quickly. The dryers themselves have a dynamic feature which allows the dryers never to have to run at full blast. It's a better experience for the customer because it's not as noisy and there's not as much air being forced down onto the windshield that affects your wipers when you're driving through. So the nice thing about AutoVac is they've been in business for over 30 years and they've been listening to their customers with problems they've had over the years installing the equipment. My experience with AutoVac has been spectacular because the customer service and the responsiveness and the quality of the individuals back at AutoVac have really been great. So for that reason, I think AutoVac was a great choice. Going through a car wash is more than just getting a clean, dry, and shiny car. It's an experience for people. And you want them to feel safe in their car and to feel like their car is being well taken care of. The car wash business is an attractive business, so I think it is very important when you're looking at providers, who are the people that you're going to be dealing with, who's providing the equipment, how long have they been in business, because that makes a big difference. All the people that we selected have been fantastic at returning my calls and working with us, and I wouldn't select anyone else.